Hello everyone, once again welcome to my channel. Today we'll airborne with new Airbus 320 family video. This information is only for training and knowledge purpose only. Always I will suggest use latest aircraft maintenance manual before you are going to start any work on the aircraft. So before starting the topic, I just wanted to say flying is not a dangerous. Crashing is what is a dangerous. So today in this topic I am going to discuss about the warning and caution. Basically this is the two important topic which you will see in all the aircraft maintenance manual whenever you are going to perform the task on the aircraft and you are taking printout of the job card. You will see the first line warning messages and caution messages what you have to take precaution before starting the task. So let's start with warning and caution messages. I am taking example of aircraft maintenance manual, some of the job card like component change, engine run up, air conditioning unit. So this will make you very easy to understood what is different between warning and what is caution, and this is very useful. Always use warning notices whenever working on the aircraft performing any job card. Warning notices is very important for this. This is the one of the photo I am presenting from the one of the job card, that is preconditioning unit or air conditioning unit used in the aircraft. So I am not going for the procedure, only will focus on the warning and caution. So warning, see the first line, make sure the ground safety lock are in position on the landing gear. Suppose if you are not putting ground safety lock on the landing gear, unwanted movement can injury to a person, damage to the aircraft or equipment. That's why this is very important and written in red color. Again, if you'll go for the next, make sure during this procedure the aircraft is in one of these three condition. If you are going to use preconditioning kit or air conditioning unit, aircraft should be comply with one of the three conditions. The cabin pressure outflow wall is in open condition, check the ECOM status whether it is open or closed. Second, forward avionics compartment access 811 is open. These doors should be open, or one or more passenger door are open. Any one of these three you should be complied to prevent unwanted pressurization in the aircraft. In case aircraft is pressurized and all these three condition not complying, anyone the condition not complying and someone is opening the door from outside, there will be a chance of accidental opening of the door and can hit to the person and person can be injured. For more precaution, you must attach a warning notice to open door to tell person not to close them. This will prevent the accidental pressurization of the aircraft. Now other example of warning messages from the weight motoring job card. Do not try to stop the fan from the turning by hand. This can cause injury to a person or damage to the equipment. Never use your hand to stop the fan blade. Second, already I have covered. Third, do not do a weight motoring of the engine in a hangar or other closed area. A large quantity of very flammable fumes come out of the engine during this procedure and there is a risk for fire. So never do motoring in the hangar. Make sure the travel range of flight control surfaces are clear. Movement of flight control can cause injury or personal damage to the equipment. Before you do the weight motoring, check the procedure. Do a check of the EGT and make sure that it is less than 100 degree. This is to prevent the risk of fire in the engine tailpipe. If you do not obey this instruction, injury and personal damage to the equipment. Do not touch the probe during the immediately after this procedure. Probe will be stay hot and can burn your hand. So these all are the warning notices in red color. You can see clearly everything will injury to a person, damage to the equipment. You have to take very precaution and you have to go step by step. Now other warning messages from engine starting task. After an aborted of the engine starting sequence, a dry motoring, a dry crank to remove the fuel vapor will occur accompanied by ECOM message. and message will be auto crank in progress. On completion of dry crank, always put the engine master switch back to the off position when instructed by the ECAM message. Engine master off. If you only change the position of the engine mode selector switch from ignition start to normal, the FedEx system will not complete the abort and thus a risk that engine will start again and cause injury to a person. This is also from engine starting task only. Make sure that all engine operating area are clean as possible. All ramp, taxiway, runway, other operating area must be clear and clean to prevent the damage to the engine and personnel. Now second, ground lock safety device already covered. Travel range of flight control third already covered. Now we'll go to the last warning message. Make sure that for the engine ground run test, the aircraft is a clear area specified for the engine ground run which agree with the engine danger area given in the CFM LEAP engine safety precaution AMM dash dash dash. Aircraft is stopped and cannot move during the engine ground run. If during the engine ground run aircraft start moving toward decrease the engine thrust, immediately stop the aircraft with the parking brakes. So if you are not reducing the thrust, you are not applying the parking brake, then there will be severe damage to the aircraft and can be personal injury happen. Another example from hydraulic pump replacement. Be careful when do work on the engine part after engine shutdown. Use applicable thermal gloves. Engine part and engine oil can stay hot for 1 hour after engine shutdown, can burn your hand. Make sure that hydraulic pump is sufficiently supported during removal and installation because of the weight is approx 13 kg. If you are not supported with sufficient person, it can be damage to the component, injury to a person. Be careful when you are using consumable material. Always follow the manufacturer instruction and local regulation to avoid wrong material use. Obey the hydraulic safety procedure. Also use personal protections. Use goggles to prevent hydraulic going into your eyes. Take doctor concern if hydraulic is going into the eye. Now other example of APU generator replacement job cut. Isolate the electrical circuit from the related equipment and environment to prevent the shock to the person. Lock the mechanism of APU access door with pip pin when you open the access door. This will prevent injury to a person. Do not touch the APU until it's sufficiently cooled because this will also harm you. Use protective gloves, goggles each time you cutting the locking wire. Discard the loose locking wire immediately because loose locking wire can make you blind. So it is clearly written it will make you blind if you are not discarding in the proper way. Do not cause damage to the threaded of the set of screw when you remove or install the generator. The generator weight is 50 kg, so you have to provide necessary support or use sling method to remove the generator. Now other example from the job cut of fuel system. Be careful not to get the aircraft fuel in your eye or mouth. If you get fuel on your skin or on your clothes, flush it with immediately with the water. If necessary, get medical help. Aircraft fuel is very poisonous, so you have to take precaution during working on the fuel system also. And same, be careful with the consumable material, follow the manufacturer instruction and local regulation. Now we'll discuss about the caution message only. Do not let the engine fuel oil hydraulic fluid spilled on the engine. You must immediately remove unwanted fuel hydraulic oil with the cloth. Fuel oil hydraulic can cause damage to the sum of the part. Another caution, go to the last line. Do not extend the slat when the fan cowl and thrust reverser cowl are open. This can damage to the aircraft. Same applicable if slat is extended, you should not open the fan cowl or thrust cowl. This will damage to the aircraft or slat. Another example of caution, go to the last para. Use pliers that have Teflon jaw to tight or loose the electrical connectors. Do not use pliers that have metal jaw. Metal jaw can damage to the electrical connectors. Another example of caution, go to the last para. Make sure that there is no hydraulic ground power supply connected to the aircraft. When you do this procedure, if hydraulic ground card power supply is connected, there is a risk for damage to the engine pump. This is an example from engine run up or dry motoring or wet motoring task. So you should not use external ground cart whenever you are doing dry motoring or wet motoring. Another example for caution from engine idle leak check. Do not replace an idle leak check by a motoring test. You cannot detect potential oil leak with motoring test. If you do a motoring test instead of idle leak check, you can cause engine shutdown. And make sure that there is no hydraulic ground cart, already we have discussed. Do not enter a flight number in CFDIU. If you do, the menu mode will stop when engine start. Do not enter a flight number in the CFDIU. If you do, the menu mode will stop when you start the engine. So this mistake also you should avoid if you are going to start the engine with menu mode. Need not require to enter the flight number. Do not operate the engine if the fuel inlet pressure is not positive. The fuel is necessary to lubricate the engine fuel pump and FMU, thus prevent the damage. So fuel is required for lubricate the pump, so there will be the positive pressure, then only you continue your startup. Another example in engine startup task, remove the protective cover from the probe before you do this procedure. If you do not remove them, the probe and protective cover can become damaged or burned. Other cautions, see the applicable figure for wind limitation and restriction when the engine operates. Natural wind and irregular force from the sudden gust increasing the danger area. Do not go the above open cowling limitation when you do the test. The operator must fully know all the operating limits and procedure before the engine operates. So this all are you have to take. If a cowl is open, you have to take care the limitation of engine run up or wind speed. Do not use conditioned air from the APU or high pressure ground unit at the same time as air from the low pressure ground unit. If you do not obey the precaution, damage to the check valve of the aircraft can occur. Make sure the ground air supply is free from oil contamination. Oil contamination can cause smell in the oil and cabin, make the air conditioning pack unserviceable. Make sure the ground air supply unit is not too near to the aircraft, that the engine exhaust pipe of the ground air supply position away from the aircraft. Heat from this unit can also damage to the aircraft. Do not use a ground power unit with a capacity less than 10 kilovolt ampere. If you use less power unit, an overload of the ground power unit could occur. It could necessary to reset many computer for the aircraft. So this is the another example for the caution message. So obey the aircraft maintenance manual safety procedure. After engine shutdown, hot engine part, oil tank under pressure, high energy ignition system, fuel, oil, proper fire extinguisher equipment, exhaust danger area, inlet danger area, safety device in position, warning notices. Always use hold open rod to support the cowl, and use hearing protection while engine run. So these all are the safety precaution, and you have to take care all the job card having warning and caution messages. So before starting your task, go through the step one by one. What is the warning, what is the caution? You have to take more precaution to avoid injury to a person and avoid danger to the aircraft or damage to the aircraft. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and hope this video is very useful for you. If you like this video, please hit the bell icon, like and subscribe this channel. And if you need more video on another related ATA, please type in the comment box. I will try to make with useful contents, and I'll post in my channel, so that this will be very helpful. Wishing you a happy new year 2026. तब तक के लिए नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, thank you, जय हिंद.